Hey, JulesBlessedVegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. People, I am doing a willingness enlightenment. I'll call it that. It's from For Today by Overeaters Anonymous, this tiny little daily thoughts book. And people who know me know that I'm a 12-stepper. It was my foundation, and recognizing that I had disordered eating kind of from day one. I'll never blame my belly button family or anyone else. It's just been my challenge in my life. But honestly, I remember 2 years old, 2.5 years old, and I know a lot of people don't have concrete memories at that age, but I do, of, if a piece of cake was cut, and of course for a little 2-year-old it should be very small, but I had siblings that were 10 siblings ahead of me, all a year apart, brothers who were already 6'4", 6'6", whatever. And when the cake was being passed around, I'd already be having anxiety. I'd already be panicking that mine was going to be too small, like to the point of screw you, I'm not going to eat it, which I've made up for so many times in my life. It's ridiculous. Oh my gosh, ridiculous. Where I'm all appropriate in the moment and then just gorge myself to make up for what appears to be a deficit. So in the 12-step program, the first one is you recognize that you have a problem. The second one is recognize that as a result your life has become unmanageable. And the third one is a willingness to allow a power greater than yourself to restore you to sanity. And that's where I falter when it comes to that willingness. I falter a lot. So I am just doing this 13-day study on willingness, and this is day 2. And welcome, if you're right on time, and you can always go back and check out the other videos. So this one reads, when a man's willing and eager, God joins in. And that's by Aeschylus. I don't know, it's Aeschylus, probably someone from 10,000 years ago, I don't know. But when a man's willing and eager, God joins in. I just love that. I love that. Okay. So it says, when a job or situation or personal problem seem too hard, I used to say, I can't do it. In Overeaters Anonymous, I have tapped a source of power greater than myself. So again, please apply this to any deficit, whether it's gambling, whether it's sex, whether it's food, whether it's relationships, whatever it is. And the power greater than yourself just means either someone already living the lifestyle that you long for, or in my case, it's certainly God of the universe, something outside of myself, because if I rely on my own defective character, I'm not going to get anywhere. So I'm willing to get outside of myself and search for the hope that I need. So in a way, I have tapped a source of power greater than myself. All I need to start the action is willingness. Sometimes willingness comes easily. Sometimes it is locked head on with defiance. Then I feel heavy with the load. So true. Oh my gosh, so true. And I think it has so much to do with what's going on around me emotionally. Sure, if it's a carefree day, I won't even say that, because sometimes on a carefree day, there's a sense that I should be celebrating, and celebration means food, and usually comfort food. So I won't just say that my easiest days, I'm willing, because that's not completely true. When it comes to food and food that doesn't serve me, that's where my insanity, the chemicals and the misfiring of my brain, let's be fair. I have an addictive personality. I, praise God, I'm refraining from alcohol for 30 years. I've been refraining from being a pill gourmet, for just about 11 years. But food continues to be my toxic food, because all of God's food I can eat all day and I love it so much. But anyway, so sometimes it's head on with defiance, and I do get that way. I literally say, screw you, I'm a grown-up, I can do whatever I want. Joke's on me. I am a grown-up, I can do it whatever I want. I've been doing whatever I want, and I'm wearing the damage of that in this very inflated body. And I can't risk it for so many reasons. I've been so sick before, as I've shared on this channel many times. And so I can't go back. So it says, what is the willingness formula? Let's get ready for this. Bring on the willingness formula. Prayer. Dun, 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 dun. And again, it may not be prayer for you. It may be meditation. It may be thinkitation. It may be reflecting, whatever it is. When the miracle happens, I watch a defect evaporate, a task easily done, a problem solved. God does for me what I cannot do for myself. And that is just straight up. But it involves willingness and surrendering, of course. For today, because there's always a great reflection at the end, for today, I pray for willingness to get on with the 12 steps of recovery. That's the only way I know to replace my fears and insecurities with confidence and courage. When I am willing, there is no void, and all things are possible. Let's go back and just a clean read. When a job or situation or personal problem seemed too hard, I used to say, I can't do it. In OA, I have tapped a source of power greater than myself. All I need to start the action is willingness. Sometimes willingness comes easily. Sometimes it's locked head on with defiance. Then I feel heavy with the load. What is the willingness formula? Prayer. When the miracle happens, I watch a defect evaporate, a task easily done, a problem solved. God does for me what I cannot do for myself. For today, I pray for willingness to get on with the 12 steps of recovery. That's the only way I know to replace my fears and insecurities with confidence and courage. When I am willing, there is no void and all things are possible. Straight up, my friends, straight up. And, I appreciate everything about the 12 steps because they've been around long before my birth. They'll be around long after, right? I think around 1936. I joke about being 2 years younger than God, but I'm not quite that old. But I think about 1936 that Bill W. and Dr. Bob, began the formulation of that. And, millions and millions and millions upon millions of people in several subsets of the original Alcoholics Anonymous program have benefited from what I consider to be an enlightened miracle in itself, those 12 steps, And the beauty of it is that people can't afford it, it's free. And if they can give $1 or $5 or $10, it's just a mutual blessing. And that's why I know it's from God. So yeah, I can certainly pray, but I need to surrender. And for me, that's just another word for willingness. Because if I put my ego and self aside, I'm halfway there. All right, my friends, like if you like, join us if you haven't subscribed. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. Can you relate at all? And until we talk again, know that I will be back for Willingness Day 3 tomorrow. God willing and the creek don't rise, and therefore, we're blessed.